Ideally, a business will have measurement in place to track the value of a customer. When the value of that customer drops to a certain point, or the engagement levels of that customer drops to a certain point, that's usually what's going to define churn. And that means you're going to get pulled into this churn win back or reactivation flow. And as far as measuring the success of campaign like this, the most simplistic way is just, okay, I targeted these people, or did they not exit the churn state and come back into an active customer state? Meaning I asked these people to make a purchase. What percentage of those people actually made a purchase and ended up back as active customers? And then a slightly more nuanced take on this would probably take a longer term approach of saying, okay, I got them to buy one more thing, but did they just fall off immediately after that and end up back in a churn bucket? Or was I actually able to pull them back up into a higher value state for that customer and keep them engaging in a more sustainable manner? Those are all going to be important things to note, and things you start thinking about when you get even one step more nuanced and start thinking about the return on ad spend, what's often called ROAS, associated with a campaign like this. Marketing it's not free. We pay for the emails we send. We pay for the paid search that we send out. So we want to be sure that we're being thoughtful about who we're spending that money on and at what point we're targeting them. That obviously applies to any marketing efforts. But in the context specifically of a churn win back, I want to be sure that if I'm spending $10 to re-engage this customer, that when I pull them back in there, they're hopefully giving me at least that much back. And that's something that we can track over time. Maybe my business is totally fine with pulling someone back in and they make, another large purchase. They spend $100 and they enter into a churn state again. And that's great. Another business might thrive off of smaller transactions or more sustained engagement and really be focused on pulling people back in a sustainable way and keeping them engaged. So those are all going to be very specific, concerns depending on the industry that you're in and the dynamics of your business. The moral of the story is that, being able to measure that you've re-engaged someone and then evaluate how sustainable that engagement is or durable it is over time, I think are the most important things. The thresholds that you set for that will depend on your business, but having solid tracking in place, being able to actually categorize and bucket people appropriately. These are not they might be reasonably simple conceptually, but they're not that trivial to implement often. The right combination of insights and infrastructure and technology to get them all in place, I think is really the most important part.